to S.E.L.F, Social Emotional Learning for Faculty, S.E.L. for the adults in the building. I hope you're having a fabulous week. Today is the 4th of July. You're probably not listening to this on the 4th of July, but I hope you had a great 4th of July. Also, I just want to do a little warning, disclaimer, is that you may get prickly. You may even got prickly when you read the title of this podcast episode, but I want you to stay with me. If you could please just give me 15 minutes, stay with me, and I guarantee that we're going to end non-prickly, okay? The prickliness will not stay. So, teachers complain a lot. Have you heard that before? It could be just that I have very honest friends and ex-husbands, but I have heard that quite a bit, that teachers complain a lot. And you can see where they're coming from. I mean, we even have a whole room dedicated, right, to teacher complaining. That's the staff lounge, the teacher's lounge. I'm just kidding. But it happens a lot. Now, why do teachers complain a lot? That is because, this is my feeling about why it happens, is because we aren't really heard. And it's a never-ending cycle. And we feel like maybe if we get louder, maybe if we complain more, maybe we'll finally be heard. And there's another thing happening parallel to that, and that is a lack of autonomy. We're being looked at not as professionals. So less and less of decision-making is being taken. I mean, more and more of decision-making is being taken away from us, right? So we're powerless and we're not heard. So our answer, right, is to complain, is to say it loud, to shout it from the rooftops. Like, don't you guys hear? Can't you see? And you can see now that this is actually leading to, like, I would say, a mass exodus of the teaching career. So what can we do instead? So you may have, if you're a teacher, you may realize that the complaining doesn't really do a whole lot. And I used to think, guys, that the venting was beneficial, that it's good to just get with your other things. I was queen of happy hour, another very common thing in schools and very common way to complain, right? To feel that, like, what do they say? That you want someone to be, like, in misery with you. There's a saying, for some reason I can't remember it, but right, that's what we did, like, at happy hour. And I promoted that every school I went to. But it may feel better in the moment, but it doesn't have lasting results. It's kind of like eating ice cream instead of going to the gym. That feels good in the moment, but it's not going to last. It's not going to create lasting change. We also know that complaining doesn't create lasting change in the system. It doesn't create any change in the system. So what can we do instead? I offer you this. I offer you to take your power back by being at cause. And not just for the things that happen at the school in your teaching life, but being at cause for everything in your life. And really, this is what we want to pass on to our students too, to take responsibility. Now, just so you're clear, this is not fault. This is not anybody's fault. There's no blame in being at cause. But when I am at cause, let me tell you the benefits first. When I am at cause, I have power to change. There is choice in being at cause. When I'm at effect and I think things are just happening to me, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can change. I can't change right now the way the education system works. I can't change the way my principal does certain things. I can't change the way curriculum is just shoved at me to read this script, right? I can't change that right now, what other people do and those circumstances. All I can do is be at cause for what I bring to the table. What I bring to the table and how I react to things. And how I react to things is a lot about what I bring to the table, right? The things that I have done to create the strength and really the social emotional wellness inside me, and can help me react in a better way, in a more productive way. So being at cause is, I look at it too, a lot of, like, energy. If you believe in energy work, welcome to the woo. I told you there'd be some woo slipping in here, but about the energy you bring to the table, right? The energy that you're going to bring into your classroom, into the school, into your daily life. When you drive to work, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about how horrible it is and you can't believe you have to do this another day and little Johnny is going to be a turd face and you just know that your prep is going to be taken away. You just know it, right? When you bring that type of energy to what you're doing, things react in that same way. So a couple things happen. One, you start to see more negative. The more you focus on the negative, the more negative you will see. This is facts, and you know this, and I know I've said it before. You buy a yellow car, and all of a sudden there's yellow cars everywhere because you've told your subconscious mind that yellow cars are important. So you're thinking all these negative things, and your brain, your subconscious brain likes to please you. It likes to make you right. And so it's like, ooh, finding negative things is important. Look, there's one over there. There's one over there. There's one over there. Right? So you got to get in the right mindset. And I know mindset is like super overused in education, but it's for a reason. Like our mindset is so much of what we bring to the table. Okay. So if instead, right, you're going to work and you're reaching for the next best thought, it's hard to go from this is the worst job and the worst day and the worst everything of my entire life to everything is like hunky-dory dandy, right? But reach for that next best thought. Where can you find the positiveness? Maybe little Julie brightens your day in class. I don't know why it's Johnny and Julie, but maybe she's what you can focus on as you drive to work. Maybe you know that you have a coworker teacher, right? A co-teacher that you really enjoy working with, and you want to bring an idea that you guys get to discuss today. Whatever that is, like focus on that. And this is not about putting your head in the sand. This is not about toxic positivity, right? This is about getting your energy and mindset right so that you're happy, healthy, and whole. So you're at cause. I did everything I could do. I did my part. I am at cause for how my day will go. And I'm preparing myself for when negative things do happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, right? Sometimes we deny this. I thought kindergarten, and I swear to you, they did not line up correctly the first time all year long. Now, new me, that was old me. Old me is very like regimented in certain things. Like I just wanted certain things very controlled, very controlled. And that's what I brought to the table, right? This desire for control. And when I didn't have it, that made me like chaotic. That made me disappointed and discouraged and really caused a lot of unnecessary like angst in my life and my brain. So, but it's gonna happen. Like I should have known. They're not. Johnny is gonna be turned around the wrong way when we line up. Like Johnny has never not been turned around the wrong way when we line up. I can make a choice. I can make a choice. I can be at cause on how to address this, right? I know Johnny likes to talk a little and chat a little in line before Johnny faces forward, right? So instead of being like in that power and control and wanting it definitely has to go this way, I can back up a little bit and think about why. And this is where mindset comes in. And I'll talk a lot more later about your thoughts and what you're thinking and slowing down, right? But what is important about being in a straight line facing forward? Well, really it doesn't get important until we hit the hallway, right? It doesn't get important. And the reason why it's important is so that if something happens, they can hear me really quickly, right? And I explain all these things to them. But in the classroom, while we're just standing there, all they need to know is when we're about to move out. So I could be at cause, right? I could be at cause. Now, there's a lot of things that we have power over in the classroom. And I think if we're at cause for that, what do we have power over? What do I have say and decision in? And really take ownership of that. Because the more we feel empowered and at cause, the more people will feel that and trust that we, as a teacher, have the confidence right? And the wherewithal and the energy of this is my classroom. This is my classroom, right? So I challenge you to take this to the extreme. Another thing about energy is it attracts those things, right? So if you're a negative person, you're going to naturally attract other negative people, right? One, they see sameness in you. They see sameness, and so they want to be around you. And two, it feels comfortable. That's what they're used to. So if you find you're attracting negative people into your life, if you find you're attracting negative circumstances into your life, be at cause. What am I doing to attract that? What thoughts am I thinking? What am I focusing on, right? And so how can we be better at cause? And that's not really a thing, but how can we be at cause? One, really pay attention to what we're thinking, how we're feeling. This is self-awareness, I think. This is the self-awareness portion of S.E.L. Really being aware and conscious of what I'm feeling, the thoughts I'm having, and even my actions and reactions, and how I could have contributed to what is happening now. I could tell you 8 bazillion stories about things that happened in my classroom that I did not want to happen in my classroom, that I am 100% at cause for, because I brought that energy to the classroom, right? And I expected certain things to happen, and voila, they happened. Like, not in a good way though. The voila made it sound good, but not in a good way, right? I was at cause. And just to bring it to the kids really quick, this is what we want them to do. We want them to realize grades, for example. Why did you give me that grade? Dude, I didn't give you that grade. You earned that grade. Be at cause. Take responsibility. Because when you realize you're the one earning the grades can change. If you think I'm just willy-nilly handing out the grades to you, the grades can't change, because it's in my power and not in your power. So think about that too. Teacher evaluations. If you don't like the teacher evaluations you get, now, I believe there's bias, 100%. I get that. And feeding into that and focusing on that does nothing for you. It does nothing for you. So be at cause. I get a 2. Right, on my teaching evaluation, or however your state works it. I get a 2. Be at cause. What can I do to improve this? What have I done to contribute to this being a 2 right now? Right? Because when we're at cause, we have the power. And I really think, guys, I really think that when teachers have power and autonomy, I know power makes it sound like a bad word, but empowerment, if that makes it sound better. But when we have the decision-making capabilities for our classroom, right? And when we really feel it, it will trickle downhill, and people will see that we are professionals because we act as professionals, right? I am at cause for what is happening in my life, for what is happening in my classroom, and I have choice. Now, sometimes that choice may be, this is not a situation I can thrive in. This is a situation I need to leave to be at my best self. Be at cause. If you are in a super toxic environment, you've done all the S.E.L. work with yourself and nothing's really changing, and you find yourself just constantly sliding back because of the people you're around, because of the environment you're around, be at cause. Make a choice. You might need to leave that situation. And you might say, oh, but I can't because of this. Be at cause for those things too. Be at cause, because that is where your power lies. Okay, so go forth instead of complaining, which I know it feels good sometimes. Instead of complaining, see how you can be at cause. How might you be contributing to the situations in your life? Okay, I hope this left you in an empowered moment, and I will see you next week on S.E.L.F, S.E.L. for Faculty.